A very good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well. It may be raining outside, but you know what? That's the best weather to stay in and craft, isn't it? It really is. We've got a fantastic show lined up with Pink Frog Crafts. We were very, very busy earlier, and do you know what? We've got our favourite colour. Well, it's my favourite colour. We've got blue card for you. Top quality blue card, and we have true blue running all the way through. Yes, but we're not blue as in feeling sad. We're very happy because we've got the lovely Hazel with us. Hi, Hazel.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. You?
Yeah, good. Excited.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the demonstrations. What have we got to look forward to in the show today?
We are going to make a bottle box and an easel card using the 15x42. We'll also look at another technique, I think. Ooh. On the blue card. So this morning
not giving too much away.
No,
there,
I'm going to keep you all hanging. No, I'm not. I'm not. We're just going to do some painting on the blue card.
Oh, fabulous.
It's going to look lovely, and it's just to stop us, well, just to give you another idea, really.
Yeah. I like that. So we're going to have a look at some different techniques and different folds. Of course, it's all about making and creating with this fantastic blue card. Now, we have got lots of different sizes for you, so when you get them home, you can start building and creating. You might want a certain size card. Well, we've got 3 different sizes for you, including A3 as well, which is amazing. So, size-wise, just to let you know before we head over to Hazel, you've got the 15x42. So that's great for doing your trifolds and your different...
You will get your instruction sheet with that for 10 folds, the normal as we do. So you can take it straight out of the packet and then start scoring away and get some different folds.
Yeah, I like that. I really like that. And then we've got the 20x40. It's all 290 GSM as well. And the 20x40 is limited stock, everyone. So if you do want to get hold of that, pop it in your basket. But remember to check out. It's only £14.99. You get 40 sheets in total. And then you've got the A3 size as well, which is a good size, Hazel.
Yeah, I do love the A3. I mean, it is brilliant for making your boxes and your bags, but it's also just a really good size to have in your stash. That one was the demo from this morning. I did that. That's on the 20x40.
Love that.
But how effective! And I did stick the frame on in the end because then I've got one with the frame on and one without.
Perfect.
But yeah, they just work beautifully.
And of course, a great size for making those bottle boxes as well. I really like the idea of this. Unfortunately, we don't have anything in there to see us through the show.
No, because I just thought I might drop it and, you know.
But that is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it is about that true blue that we've got with this card. It's absolutely beautiful. Right, you need to check out your baskets whilst you watch the demonstrations because we don't want anybody to miss out. If anything is in your basket for longer than 10 minutes and you don't check out, then it could come out, someone else might get it for you. So the best thing to do is to go to the website. You'll be able to see all of the ranges we've got for you, including the black card as well, the true black card. We'll talk to Hazel about true blue and true black in a moment's time, but do go and have a look at the 5-star reviews that we've got for you. We've also got some accessories. We've got some great pencils that Hazel will be using throughout the demonstrations. We've got the foam pads as well. My goodness, they go a long way. And we've also got the true blue card in A4 for you as well. So lots of different sizes for you to peruse and choose. So it's definitely worth having a look there. Right, Hazel, shall we start off by just explaining what we mean by true blue?
True blue just goes along with our theme. So we've got our true black and our true red, and it's just a name that Andy and Gwen thought because it really is a true blue.
Yeah.
And it's a nice song, but...
Oh, true blue, baby, I love you. One of my favourites.
But it's just a really nice colour. It lends itself to male cards, to female cards. You can do different techniques on it. So it's, I love the versatility of it. So I'm going to show you, first off, we're going to do an easel card with the 15x42s. On your instruction sheet, we're going to use the instructions that say Z fold.
Okay.
So we'll put the half fold in first, which is the 21, and then half of that, which is 10.5. That's all our scoring done. And we'll turn that over. Just get my little score tool.
Now the blue goes all the way through, doesn't it, Hazel, as well?
Yeah.
Why is that important?
It just like through to the core. If you're going to do different techniques and that, it's also acid and lignin free, which is brilliant for your scrapbooking. That's going to give us the base look for our easel.
Lovely.
And then what I've done is I've cut a piece to stick onto there. So we'll go ahead and stick that on. Now you could use glue, you could use tape. I do like to use the EVA for this because it's got a quick grab.
Do you think when you're folding it, Hazel, when you do it, when you're making the scores as well, because that blue goes all the way through, we don't get any splintering of white coming through?
There's no splintering at all. It's just a beautiful, and the quality is really lovely. So we give that a nice firm press. So that's solid now. And then I've just cut a piece for the bottom. So this piece here is 15 by 21, and this piece is going to be half of that. So it will be 10.5 by 15, and that we're going to raise upon our pads. So within that bundle...
Oh, on your pads?
Yeah.
I wondered what you said then. Just for a moment,
you just paused
I wondered
to
what
think,
you said.
I'll take that in first before I make any comments. I love the pads on the roll because they are really quick and easy to use. They've got an easy lift backing on.
Now, with the details on the screen for your foam collection, my word, the last time we had this, Hazel, we were extremely busy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So first of all, you've got your 4 sheets, so you can cut them to any size, which is great when you're folding cards. So you've got those 4 there that you can cut to any size. And I do believe you've got 2 of...
Yeah, 2 are 2 mil and 2 are 3 mil.
That's it, 2 are 2 mil, 2 are 3 mil.
You can die cut those as well.
Oh, wow.
So
now that
for
takes it to a
instance,
different level.
if you was making a shaker card, a circle one,
yes,
and you'd got your layering dies, and you set them on top of there and die cut it through, the foam would be the exact same.
What a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
What a fabulous idea. So you get 4 of those, 2 2 mil, 2 3 mil, and then you get a roll of tape, and this is great, Hazel, because we can cut this to the different lengths that we want to.
You can also bend it slightly as well, so you can go around corners, but that's 10 mil by 2 mil by 25 metres.
Wow, 25 metres of that.
You're getting a lot for your money.
You certainly are. And then I'm sure you'll find something to craft with the circle. You could use that to draw around. And then, la pièce de la résistance. Oh, yes. Is your roll of foam pads. Now this is incredible. This is going to go a long, long way because on here there are 1,500 foam pads. There
are, yes.
But we suggested if you were actually cut those into 2, you'd have 3,000 foam pads, and if you were to cut them into 4, we'd have an awful lot more, wouldn't you?
6,000.
6,000, that's right.
2 cuts and you have got your 4
goodness.
pads.
So they are going to last you a very, very long time, and it's always handy to have in your crafting stash. Just £24.99 for all of that. Incredible value for money, everyone. 325813. So if you want to add items to your basket, as Hazel is crafting with those different items, we'll just keep reminding you. Right, Hazel, back to you.
OK, so I've got my pads, and then I'm just going to line that up to the bottom corner and stick that down. That will be our stopper so that the card flips on. So I'm going to pop that to the side, and I've cut myself mats and layers now for each of them. So this one would simply be 14.5 by 20.5, and then this one would be 10 by 14.5.
Okay.
So we need to do something to these. So I think we'll start with the big one. And I've got, for this, some of my mylar. So the mylar, it does come in a sheet. It's a 12 by 12 sheet, but I like to cut them down so that I get 4 stencils out of one of my large sheets. So what I've done is I've cut into it with a pair of scissors to make this cloud shape, and I have to thank Julie Hickey because this was her idea.
Yes.
And I loved it so much that I've had to steal it.
Oh, well, you're getting 6 of the mylar sheets. They are 350 microns, so top quality, which is excellent for making your stencils because sometimes the thicker it is, the more sturdy it is as well. And when we say stencils, look at this. You can cut these out with your electronic cutting machines, with a craft knife, with some dies. You could even make and create your own stencils. And with the stencils, you also get the elements that you cut out as well. So you've got your outies and your innies, which is what we're now calling it. £11.99, 6 sheets in total. They're big sheets as well because they're 12 by 12. So that really is incredible value for money. It works out to be, well, £2 a piece.
50 pence a square.
50 pence a square. There you go. Absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. So if you do want to get hold of those, 294204 is your item number. Brilliant. Love those.
So the actual, if I just put that there, look, you'd see all 3 pieces. I bet I haven't lined it up the right way. But all pieces would be used depending on what you're doing. So I'm going to use this piece to start with, and I'm just going to lay it on my card. And I'm just going to just gently blend off the edge.
I'm just gently
and
putting
then
that
I'm going to move this. Do you see I've just flipped that over because I didn't really want symmetrical clouds, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You can be quite softly, you can go on a little bit harder if you wanted it to be more dramatic. It's entirely up to you.
Oh, they look lovely.
And
see
then
how
maybe
easy that is to build up.
Let's go along to this one again. And I'm not going to put any more ink on this one. I'm going to just go a little bit softer. But it's really, I mean, if you like rainbow, going up in rainbow colours looks nice.
Now that'd be lovely.
With this blue card, I just saw a blue and white theme and I couldn't, my head was fixated on it. So that's
Really?
why all my samples are blue and white. It just reminds me of the pottery.
Yes, like in Stoke.
Yeah.
Or is it the willow story
Yeah.
on the pottery? That lovely imagery of the willow story, if you know that. And of course, anyone that's really into their blue work in soft crafts, for example, will relate to just blue and white style cards as well.
I mean, they do look lovely with a flash of another colour in, like we've used some red on the samples there when Claire came in. We had red, white and blue show, but this one I just wanted the blue and white because I just liked it. So I'm going to reach for, these stamps are from our Flowers and Verses set, and I do find myself going back to these time and time again. I'm just going to build up a little kind of piece going across the bottom, and I'm going to do first and second generations, and I'm going to try and move the stamp to fill the area.
Now, alongside those stamps, we put the details on the screen for you, Hazel. You also get your 5 sheets of Super Smooth and your 5 sheets of watercolour cardstock as well. So something for everyone there. Excellent for stamping, excellent for colouring in as well. £14.95, saving £3.25 on that price. That's very good. 486364 is your item number, and a delightful set of stamps that Hazel is using. And we've also got some sentiments as well.
Yes, there's a gorgeous couple of verses in there. It's really nice. I'm just going to bring in Bluebell Versifying Claire. Still blue. Yeah. I just wanted it to be a little bit more vibrant, so it jumped off the page a little bit. So I'm just going to ink the large one up. And you could do this in your platform. We're just going to press that down. And then I'm going to follow that theme with a few of the blue.
Are you using Super Smooth, Hazel?
I am using Super Smooth, yeah.
Oh, that's nice with the darker
it
colour
just
in the
brings
foreground.
it, and I like the depth that you get from it. Okay, so that's fine. Now I'm going to dip into our spring set now. I'm just going to put that down because I will come back to it.
When you're making all the different size cards, Hazel, you know, there might be a different fold card you're making for one member of the family, a different fold card for another member of the family. So sometimes you don't have an envelope to go with each card. Is it easy to make envelopes?
Of course it is, yeah. I mean, me personally, I more often than not, if I've got dimension, I would make a box. I do find it easier to make a box than an envelope as a personal choice.
Well, maybe if we've got time towards the end of the show, we did have an email in from Frances, and she would like to know how easy it is to make an envelope. Maybe towards the end of the show, if we've got time.
Okay.
We could show you how to make an envelope, if that's all right, Hazel.
More often than not, you would need a specific, I would use a specific envelope making board. Off my scoreboards, that's, I would make a box for it. So I could make any size box you want, any depth. But that's what I personally would would
so
use.
to make an envelope, it's probably a good idea. Yeah. So maybe, that could be an avenue for Frances to go down to find a
I would
tool.
definitely,
Oh, thanks, Hazel.
No problem. Right, I'm just going to go into my pencils now. I've just popped a couple of butterflies on there, and I just want to give this a little bit more Just get my glasses so I can see.
Now the pencils are absolutely fantastic, and you'll see that in the demonstrations that's coming up. But the pencils, you can get a set of 24 with a brush as well, so you get the brush included. All of the inside of the pencils is protected. You can see that via a plastic coating, so all of that is nice and protected. £19.99 also gets you that fantastic card collection as well. 35 sheets in total, lovely spring colours there, all of which will go with the blue card that we have got for you on the show. So all of those tones will work perfectly with that true blue. So if you do want to go for your pencils and the brush and the cardstock, £19.99. That is excellent value for money, and the pencils are lovely, aren't they, Hazel?
They're gorgeous to use, and I absolutely adore stamping onto the coloured card and pulling the colour out. They just work so well. Whilst you were showing those off, all I'm doing is just going on and adding a little flash of blue here and there. Nothing hard, just scribbling a bit of colour down, because I'm going to go in then with my water brush and just pull it out. So this is the last bit. So I've just picked out the big flowers. I've not gone for everything, and I've got a little bit there on my butterfly. So what colour have we got on there? Still some white paint. So then just pull out. Now my brush is pretty dry. It doesn't have to be wet, but just keep pulling the colour off in between, just so that you don't just flood the colour right out all the way through. Yeah. So pull it.
Now you're using a brush with a reservoir.
I am, yes.
The brush that comes with the pencils has got a really nice tip to it as well, so you can get in there and do those precision style colouring. And look at that, it's the blue colour as well, so that will go perfectly with your cardstock if you want to buy it. But that is included as well. And Hazel's using a brush with a reservoir in, just because it's less messy, isn't it, Hazel?
It is, because I'm liable to knock a pot of water over. I'm a bit clumsy like that. So I'm happy with that. I've just pulled in. Did I put any on there? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. So what we'll do is we will mat and layer that onto the front of our card. In fact, I'm going to use some of the Versaclair. I'm taking most of it off because I don't want it to, I just want a subtle. I'm just going to go around the outside of there just to pull your eye in. I could have used the blueprint sketch, but I just wanted a slightly different colour. So a nice soft blend, and I do find it easier to do this with a brush as opposed to my blendy on these inks here. So these are the Sweet Poppy ones. I'm sure they're on your website.
Yes, I think we did actually sold out of those, but hopefully we're going to get some more in.
Yeah.
But I think it was something to do with the boxes. We sold out, but we will be getting them back in. So do keep your eye out for those on Hazel's recommendation. So
I'll just whiz this one round while I'm here. And this is going to be the little panel at the bottom.
Now, Hazel, here's a question.
Yeah.
You've told us the colour that you're using.
Yeah.
But we've got all the blue card here, which is an absolute beautiful, beautiful blue.
Yeah.
If you haven't got the exact matching blue in an ink, for example, is that going to matter?
No, not at all. It will just complement it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a spritz of water on there to get rid of that. It will just complement it, and I would dip into my box and get you out a colour, but I've streamlined today and I've just bought the colours that I needed. I normally carry 64 inks with me.
Do you?
I've got 2.
Wow.
I'm feeling a bit bare today.
You've definitely streamlined.
Yeah.
You've definitely streamlined.
Right, okay, so for this bottom panel, we're just going to finish. Now I've kept that out. There we go. We'll go back to that small piece, and I'm just going to do a quick little piece across the bottom just so that it matches in. I'm not going to be too precious about it because I've done a little sentiment to go on there. I've got a wet bit there and I don't know why, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I know how to get around it, and that's the main thing.
Of course.
So now I'm going to have to go into my darker colour. and just add a few little bits like I did before. So now that covers my little...
Do you know what's amazing when you're using that, Hazel? It's the same stamp, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it looks different to the ones in the background because of the different tone of blue you've used.
And so realistically, in answer to your question, the more blues, the more shades that you have, the more depth that you get, really. OK, so let's start off with this piece. We will stick it on. And all I've done in that flowers and verses, there's a beautiful verse, and it says, I hope lovely surprises are coming your way to make your birthday a wonderful day.
Aww.
And I've just stamped that down, matte and layered it, and then I've popped a little butterfly on there so that it matches. So we'll just pop some foam on there. Again, I'm going for my pads because they're really easy to...
We'll put the details again on the bottom of the screen if you missed that. We've been very busy for them, actually. It's superb value for money. It really, really is, everyone. £24.99. 1,500 foam pads, the size that Hazel's showing you there. You also get the 25-metre foam roll, oh my word, and then you get the 4 A4 size foam pad sheets, which are in 2mm and 3mm, so that the value for money is exceptional, and that's why we're very, very busy for that particular deal. 325813. So
I will turn that around for you. That gives you quite a quick, simple easel card, using not a lot, a couple of inks.
But do you know what? Look at the depth that you've got.
Just because we've pulled in that mylar and the different, like doing the first and second generation.
And you've just used really the one shade of blue, as it were, through there. But doesn't that look absolutely fantastic? And then, of course, that blue card as well that surrounds it, that gives it that lovely hug, just looks amazing. Wow. Right, let's do a quick recap for you. We'll head back to Hazel with some more demonstrations. But I just want you to know, if you have just joined us, it's great to have your company. We've got the True Blue. Is this the first shows we've had with the True Blue card?
Claire bought the True Blue a few weeks ago, but she bought the smaller sizes.
Right.
So we had so many people messaging, I need 20 by 40, I need 15 by 42, and I need A3. So we've bought them alongside the box of black card, which has been phenomenal. So yeah, it has had one outing, but not in these sizes. These are brand new.
Superb. Well, we love that. We love it when Pink Frog Crafts listen and they know what you guys want. So we've got quality all the way. But let's start with your details for our first set. 15 by 42 centimetres, 50 sheets of this. 50 sheets, and again you get your 10 folds to go with this. That's 10 different folding techniques to build and create your crafting cards. 809912 is your item number, or 250 GSM. Remember, that blue goes all the way through to the core. Really important when you're using your die cutting techniques, or maybe you just want to tear into it, but you've got that blue going all the way through, and that is a sign of quality. Right, next up, we've got the 20 by 40. Now, we are limited stock on this set, limited stock. Very, very busy. It's a good size, isn't it? 40 sheets in total. Again, it's 290 GSM. 306203 is your item number. Do you know what I love when I see all the card out on the counter? It's that every single card sheet is exactly the same tone of blue. Do you know what I mean by that, Hazel?
I do know exactly what you mean, and it's funny because it leads me to what I'm going to say now. You can rest assured, if you was to buy a pack of card off this show, and in 2 months' time you bought a pack, it would be the exact same colour.
Yeah, and that's really important. It's like when you go and buy paint to paint the walls of your home, you've got to get the same batch. If you don't, and you get some maybe 2 weeks down the line, it's not quite the same, especially with white paint. So every single sheet, and that's why it just looks amazing, just looks amazing. Right, your next size that we've got available for you is your A3 size. So really, really good size here. We are approaching limited stock though, are approaching limited stock. You get 20 sheets of that. And if I just place this in front, look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? You can start to create your own boxes. So you can store bottles in there. I guess you could put some chocolates or bath bombs.
Good, yeah.
But bottles are always good.
They are, yes.
We like to receive bottles. So, and we also like to receive lovely boxes like this. They're good fun to make and satisfying because you've got the quality card to do so. £10.99 gets you 20 sheets of the A3. 197873 is your item number. Cut that in half. You've got 2 sets of A4, haven't you? So you've got 40 A4. You see, I'm doing well with my math. I've not even had my lunch yet. I know. Right, we have got some black cardstock for you. Again, true black, absolutely fantastic, all the way through to the core as well. And a nice technique just to show you. Just with a bit of the card, just screw it up a little bit, scrunch into it, and then put your gilding waxes on there. Look how amazing that looks. And again, that is on the true black. £41.99. You are getting approximately 175 A5 size and 350 A6 size already cut for you. There's a Freedom price on here as well, so if you are a Freedom member, £37.79. If you're not a Freedom member, £41.99, and you can divide the cost of this into 2 payments. So £18.90 today as a Freedom member, no P&P. We'll get everything sent out to you. We'll take another payment in a month's time. Now that does mean if you are going for this, if you want anything else in the show, we will divide the cost of that into 2 equal payments. So it divides it over 2 months, because sometimes we budget, don't we, Hazel? And we've only got so much money to spend in a month, but we want everything now.
Yes, we do.
So let's have everything now if we can.
Stamp my foot.
As long as it's in your budget, you can divide that cost into 2 payments. So great size, already cut for you, 384788. And black card is a staple, isn't it, Hazel?
It is, but don't forget that's going to come to you in your ream box, like the Super Smooth. So these are so handy to have on your counter.
Oh, yes.
I've always got mine. And I know it's easy for me to stand here and say that. It's true. I have these on my desk all the time. Well, that's why there's a big hole in here, look, because I've used them.
Well, if you use it often enough, you do get a hole in it. Right, next up, we've got your A4 blue cardstock, all cut for you, nice and crisp and clean and beautiful. I love this bag, isn't that lovely? The Union Jack. 706 is your item, great item number, but we are limited stock now, limited stock. We were actually discussing earlier on whether the blue of the card actually is the correct blue of the Union Jack. Maybe if you guys know at home, you could let us know. £10.99, great price, great item number, 706, but we're limited stock for 40 sheets. Now, equally, as a staple, your black card, so is your white card, isn't it? And this is your Super Smooth. Beautiful, beautiful smooth card. When you get this home, if you've never used smooth card before, instantly you'll go, yep, Janice, that's smooth. You can stamp on this, you can use your alcohol markers on this, you can still use your watercolours on this as well. And lots of our demonstrators here at Hochanda will be using Super Smooth, and they'll say, because they love it, £16.98, 698005 is your item number. You're getting 160 A5 and 320 A6 in size, so perfect toppers. Right, head to the website, it's where you can see everything we've got available for you. Anything on Flexi-Buy will have a red banner on it. So if you are purchasing that, that will be divisible into 2 payments. If you want, you don't have to. You can pay the one price just the first month. It's entirely up to you. But if you want to divide the cost into 2 payments, then anything with a red banner you can do. Your masking sheet's proven to be very busy. You've got your great star reviews on there as well, so go and have a look at what everyone else is saying. You've got your Kalau glue as well, the 3D glue, which is excellent. You've got your red liner tape in there. Do go and have a look at the stamps. They are beautiful. And do you know what? Superb prices on those stamps. Oh my word. Now the texture stamps, we're always busy for those. I love the texture stamps. £14.95 for 4 stamps. But if you want to go for some lovely watercolour card and Super Smooth, well, we've got that as well. So you've got the stamp and the cardstock. So go and check out that item number, which is 877842, £14.98. But those texture stamps are absolutely beautiful, and I think would look great on the blue card. They really, really would. So have a look at all the other deals we've got. Stamp collections with card, the right glue for the right card, and that Kalau glue, the 1 litre, my word, that's excellent value for money. Look at that. It's down from $29.99 to $15.99, so take advantage of that, please. Take advantage of us today. It's rarely we say that, but that is excellent value for money. And I do believe you also get a smaller one. We do. Hazel's saying yes.
This is
together.
Great value. The big bottle, you get equivalent of 10 of the little ones.
Do you get the little one as well?
On that screen, it doesn't say that you do. Sometimes we have a duo, but I don't know.
This was just, right, beg your pardon, this is just to show that normally you might buy one of those, OK? But your larger bottle is 10. 10 of those, but that's what you're getting right there. And do you know what's really good as well is that you just twist that, you pour the glue out into a smaller reciprocal if you want to, or use it straight from here, and then you twist it, and that makes it completely
I can just imagine you sat at home with this big bottle trying to squeeze out and craft. Obviously, I'd put it into my smaller bottle.
Yeah, of course. But, you know, some people...
Of course, depends on what they're doing.
Yeah,
if it's a big project, you need a big bottle.
And you know what? You can always take the top off if you want to. It's entirely up to you as the crafter, how you use your glue. I'm just turning that... Yes, look, there you go. When it's like that...
Screw it tight, that's it.
Screw it tight with all your might, and a mighty piece of glue it will be.
The great thing I love about that, though, is it's equivalent to £1.59 a bottle.
Yeah. Excellent value for money. It really, really is. And do you know what's worse than running out of glue? Well, nothing really, because if you haven't got any glue, you can't keep on crafting if that's your choice of craft. So to get something like this, it's going to last you a long time. That's 10 of those. So excellent value for money. It's a happy hour deal, 227990, saving £14. So the price is going back up at the top of the hour. Get that in your baskets. Get that in your baskets. And remember to check out as well. Right, Hazel, what we're doing now?
I want to show you how to construct one of the shuttle boxes. Now, this one I've put like a liner in and we've got all decoration on there. So we'll see how much time we've got left, but I'm just going to show you the construction side of it and a little bit extra at what I did this morning and bought in. So to make it, you're going to need 2 sheets of the blue. And I've put a sheet of our white super smooth A3 in as well, just for the liner to give it a different colour. So we're going to start off and we're going to score for the base. We're going to butt it up. Now, a lot of you out there have got boards like this, or you've got boards like this. If they've got centimetres and inches, more often than not, they've got a facility on there to make a box. So by butting it to the left, you'd get box lid, and to the right, you'd get box base. Now, that kind of... It's a bit confusing when you do the shuttle box because you have to do it the opposite way round.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make the box base, but I'm going to be butting it up against the box lid, OK? Stick with me, it will work. So I'm going to score at 10 and 20, and then I'm going to rotate that around, and I'm going to score at 2 and 12. And what that gives me is 4 sections of 10 and a 2 centimetre tab. And then I'm going to rotate that around, and I'm going to score at 10 centimetres all the way down. OK. Now, I won't confuse us and do the other one yet. We'll do one at a time, and that'll keep us in order. So all we need to do here is just snip that there and take away that section, and then we'll just snip down. This is like the depth, so it's 10 centimetres. So your Proseccos, your champagnes, they're all going to fit inside this one. And if you're trying to make it for a smaller bottle of wine, just make your section smaller and you'll have a bigger tab.
Those 2 words don't go together.
A small bottle of wine.
What is this, you say?
Do you know what? You would laugh at me.
Go on.
I sit there at night with one of them little mini bottles of wine because I'm a lightweight.
Do you know what? I'm not going to laugh at you because Jane does the same.
Sometimes I'll have 2 little ones, but I couldn't have half a bottle of wine, and it is just bizarre because it's the same quantity.
It's like a trick upon yourself.
Yeah, it is.
If you go back and half a bottle of wine's gone, you're like, oh dear.
Oh, I feel a bit wobbly.
Yeah, but if you have just a little, you go, oh, it was only a little one. Let me have another little one.
Yeah.
Do drink responsibly, everybody. But you know, you've got to relax. That's the way you relax.
So we're just going over and creasing all of these. Now, what you might want to do is just take out a little segment, and this is just so that it keeps it tidy.
Okay.
Keep one full one, and then...
Is there any measurement that you're cutting just straight into that? So you're doing that by eye?
That is all just by eye, yes.
So if I was to do it by eye and it was slightly smaller or slightly bigger, would that be okay?
It really wouldn't matter.
Great.
No. So long as you've got one full one,
yep,
that's fine.
But these boxes are great, not just for bottles, they're for all kinds of different gifts.
Correct, yeah. And at Christmas time and birthdays and, you know, Easter even. I'm just going to fold this one because I haven't.
Because let's put it this way, it's expensive to buy boxes. I know because I've bought some for my little clay models, and it can be quite costly. But to watch you, Hazel, now and to see how easy they are to bring together, and in this beautiful card as well, you can imagine how much it would cost to buy these boxes pre-made in this quality card.
Just going to rub that out. Okay, so always fold it one way and then back on the other. So that's that. Now, all we're going to do, and I am just going to use glue here.
Okay.
Because it's nice and fast. So one, and I know it looks a little bit wonky at the minute, but it'll be fine. So make sure that you've got it square.
And this is before we've drank the wine.
I know. There we go. And if you've got any bits sticking out, you just need to snip them off. Just work your way round, make sure that's nice and down, and that is going to be our base, I said, didn't I? You watch, I'll make this and it won't go together at the end.
It will, it will. It's always a good idea, actually, if you are making a box. If you're like me, I'm very impatient. I would make the box, put the bottle in, then start to walk over to the other side of the room to wrap it up. But of course, if I haven't let the glue set, the bottle will come out the end. So it's always important, isn't it, Hazel, to put it to one side? It is
important. I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that's a little bit twisted, but we'll get by. So the next bit now, to make the lid, this is the important bit. We're going to go across to the box base side. We're going to score the same measurement, which is 10, but we can't then do 20 or it won't work. So you have to fold, burnish and butt. Butt that up and then score 10 again, and then do the same, and then just keep following along. And when you're left at the end, the tab will be smaller than the one that you had before. It'll be smaller than the 2 centimetre tab that you had.
Okie doke.
So look, it's 1.5 centimetres now, look. And
now,
that's
Hazel,
just so that it works. Yep.
So we're watching you at home.
Yep.
And we might be writing down the measurements, or we might just be so enthralled with your demonstration so we forget to write down what you're telling us.
Yeah.
We can watch the shows again on rewind, but is there anywhere else we can go to get this information?
At the moment, no, it would just be on rewind.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring you something different to what's on our instruction sheets, because I feel like I don't want to sit here and make the same bag every time I come on because it's on our instruction sheets.
Fantastic.
I want to try and give you a little bit more, if that makes sense. So, and then it gives you, you know, a lot of people record the shows and they watch them back as well, which is...
What was the last measurement that you just did?
It was 10, it's been 10 all the way through.
10 all the way through.
Each section is 10, but for this one, we butted it across.
Okay.
Now, we've got to now keep that folded in half, and we need to chop off 7 centimetres. Not from the end that's got the 10 centimetre square on it, from this end.
Okay.
And the reasoning behind this is because I haven't got an A3 guillotine. So if I score it first and now, because that wouldn't fit in my guillotine, and I think there's a lot of people at home that wouldn't have an A3 one. Very clever. So, the same bit, same technique. Remember that it's the 10 centimetre piece that is like the depth of the box. So this time we'll do it slightly different. We'll cut up that line. That's the solid piece. We'll take out a segment, and instead of me cutting up that line and that line and then cutting it there and there, I'm just going to just do 2 cuts. It saves me 2 cut lines basically. Just angle either side of that fold line.
These boxes would also be absolutely fantastic for putting your paintbrushes in as well. Yeah. And your pens, you know, depending on the size and the height of them. I just think they're absolutely brilliant. And the one that we've got here with the extension, I love this. So you can bring that up and it's extended very, very cleverly as well. You've got then 2 boxes, so you could put like your ink pads or something in there, or maybe your jar of water, for example, but you've got all your paints, brushes in there, which will keep that nice and snug, and then you just pop that back on there. I think it's a brilliant idea. It really, really is.
You see the paint effect on there?
Yes.
That's done with the Pearly Winks acrylic pop sprays.
Is it?
And the
that
pearl
looks
mists.
Brilliant.
I adore them. I love how vibrant and opaque they are.
I really like that.
We did do some painting
example.
with them this morning,
yes.
and I'll show it when we come back to me.
Excellent.
So that is our lid. We're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to be more careful when I stick it together this time so I don't get it wonky.
Now, we've been very busy for the A3 size this hour, Hazel.
I'm not surprised
yeah.
that A3, again, it's one of them sizes that you think, oh, you never got enough and you want to make something and you need A3 to do it. Right, that's perfect. Oh, that's an avalanche.
Ooh.
Whoopsie.
What happened there? Our cards fell down. I shall pop them back up.
OK, so let's see if my box will fit. That will shuttle then over the top. But you see, without the liner, it'll go all the way down. OK, so in order to sort that out...
See, that's like an illusion, isn't it?
Yeah, we get another sheet of A3. Now, you could do it the same size if you want.
Yep.
I'm going to go against the right-hand side that says box base, and I'm going to go, this time, I'm going to go 9.5 centimetres. And I'm just going to keep doing that, and then that will be big enough that it's not going to interfere with the lid.
OK.
And it will just keep it nice and
now, you have used glue. Can you
Yeah.
use red liner tape when you're making boxes like this?
Absolutely, yes, you can. The
So
reason
I know lots of people have red liner tape. We do have some available for you on the show.
Yeah.
And that can be a preference for some.
Yeah, I use so much red liner tape, if I'm totally honest with you. But when you're demoing something like this, and I know that I've got a really good quality glue with a real quick grab, I know that I can just nip to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got my last one going in, 9.5. There we go. So we'll take that out of the way.
When I first saw you using that, I always used to think, how does she get those lines so straight without using a ruler?
Right, OK. So that one folded over. So, yeah, red liner tape would be perfect down there, but glue would be perfect too. Right, something happened. Something's not working.
What's happening, Hazel?
Well, that isn't meeting up with that. So I'm going to check it on my board because I know why.
But, you know, things like this happen, don't they?
I didn't have my glasses. Let me just see if it is 9.5.
And it's not the end of the card, everyone.
It's not the end of the world
either.
either.
And use it for something else.
Right, 9.5.
Yep.
9.5.
Yep.
9.5. You watch them all be right. 9. I knew I'd done one wrong.
Is that why? So you need to go 9.5.
So what I'm advising you to do is, if you wear glasses at home, put them on. You will need them to see your measurements.
Put your glasses on, everyone. I'll see if I've got mine, actually. Maybe I should have spotted that.
I'm just going to fold over that. I know I'm going to get gluey fingers now, but it's fine. Right. So I like to always fold over on the second line, glue that down. It won't show. Now, if you were making this at home, you see, I knew straight away because it didn't line up, and because I can see now. If you were making this at home and you wanted to decorate this, this is when you do it, or before you glue it. I could stamp on there, do some random stamping. In fact, how are we off on top? Oh, crikey, where did that time go? Let's just quickly show you. Let's use one of our, let's just use one of our Textures 1 stamp. So I'm going to grab that one. I'm going to use some Blueprint Sketch. And I'm just going to randomly, sort of like first, second, third generation, it's just going to give us...
Oh, I like that.
It's almost...
What stamp is that you're using?
This is from the Textures...
One of the Textures?
One.
Yeah.
That you get some cardstock with it as well.
No, I like that.
But it gives a nice kind of marbly, bitty... It's nice. It's a great filler.
Yeah, I do like that. We've got about 10 minutes left of the show, everyone. Okay. So if you've not made your choices or checked out your basket, it could be a good idea to do that now. We don't want anyone to miss out. It's lovely to watch the demonstrations, but sometimes we can forget to check out our baskets or make sure we get what we need. Don't forget, we've also got the happy hour deal as well. That ends at the top of the hour. That's for the Kalau glue. And we don't want you to miss out on that because it's a litre of Kalau glue for $14.95, which is excellent value for money. Would we... Sorry, $15.99. Sorry, the details at the side of the screen are for your texture stamps. With the Kalau glue,
yeah.
I nearly called you Hillary then, and I don't know why. Hazel.
Yeah.
Can we use this glue for what you're doing now, sticking together the cards?
Right. The difference here is that is a slower grab.
Right.
So I would never use it to stick a tab,
okay.
But I'd mat and layer with it because it sets like concrete and gives you extra stability.
Right.
So it's about knowing which yes. product is best for which. I'm just going to grab the layers. So this would be our box now. When we put our lid on.
We need a show on glues. I think you need to come and do a show on glues. I've suggested it, but the idea didn't stick.
Boom. Okay, so you could then cut yourself mat and layers and start to decorate. If I pull this one in next to it, look, you can see I've used my miler and my masket, and then I've used some nice script stamps in there. The choice is yours. You can make them manly, you can make them feminine, entirely up to you. Now, this morning, we did a bit of a spritz and spray and did this little sample here.
That's beautiful.
And I loved it, and I didn't want to waste it. So what I've done is I've done that so that I can stick that on there. So then I've done another panel that we can go on there with, and we can do something else. But there was another technique that I wanted to show you, and I might just squeeze it in on this panel. For it. So with the first one, we used the white spray, didn't we?
Yep. The
acrylic pop from Pearly Winks. On this one, I'm going to actually use some pencils. Now, let's...
That is a lovely technique with that white speckled in the back. Do you know what it reminds me of? I was just looking at that. It just reminds me of, you know, after the sunset and the sky still can be a little bit blue, the stars are coming out. Yeah.
Bit, galactical and kind of... I've done this the wrong way around, but it's fine. I'm just going to spritz... Oh, I love it. I can't help it. It just looks so nice. This is the Copper Pearl Mist. I'm going to dry that off and then do the technique on the top because I just think it gives you a little bit more. Yeah. Got my board clipped on there. So a quick blast on there.
Talking of everything galactical, we're turning the clock forward.
This would look really nice with the moon on there as well.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that could be a reminder for people.
Oh, and some clouds. Some clouds on there would look amazing.
Clouds would look amazing.
I'm just going to hurry this up. Okay, so now I would need to put my anti-static bag on. And I think we will go with the chrysanthemum stamp again.
Okay.
Purely
we'll bring
because...
the details up for those, actually.
Yeah.
Because they are available, so it's nice when Hazel is demonstrating. If you like something, we've actually got it available for you. So every time we do, we'll let you know.
We try to put it on the pole so it's easier for everybody to spot. If that makes sense. I'm going to come in at the different angle this time. I don't want to. I'm going to do the same angle. So give that a nice press. Now this time I'm going to heat emboss in white.
Oh, okay.
Which was what I was meant to do the first time on this one, but I picked up the clear instead, but then loved it. But this time we'll go in white.
See, that looks stunning.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm just going to make sure I've got plenty on there.
So you've used the Pearly Winks misting spray.
Acrylic pop. Yes, so we've used this one and this one.
And those two colours together in the background.
That's your copper and your pearl.
We're embossing.
We're now heat embossing.
Wow.
We'll get that heated up and it'll be really quick.
And against the backdrop of that true blue card, with the structure that we're building, the box looks because it gives it that pop, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The pop for the pop that's inside the box.
For this one, if you haven't got any sprays and that might not be your cup of tea,
yeah,
this is quite achievable with your watercolour pencils and the blue card. So we've heat embossed that in white. I'm going to pick out a deep blue and maybe a little bit of the kind of purpley pink.
Okay.
And I'm going to go in and just add in quite hard. I say quite hard. I'm going to not be tight with it. I'm going to add a good block of colour. It
looks like you're adding white, but that's because of the plastic that surrounds the blue in the pencils to protect them.
That's just your protected coating.
It's a great deal for those pencils, by the way. You get cardstock and you also get a little paintbrush as well. And I've seen Hazel demonstrate with these and the results are absolutely perfect and beautiful. It would make an excellent gift. It really, really would for yourselves. 24 pencils. You can see we've got the whole rainbow and spectrum of colours there for you. We've also got some lovely cardstock, watercolour pencils, and you get the cardstock, the spring card collection. And don't forget, you've got your brush in there as well. It's got a nice little protection on the nib. Only £19.99. That is superb value for money. 487270. You can sharpen them as usual with a pencil sharpener. It's fine. It's just that they're protected on the inside, which I think just keeps them nice and neat. But also, it's definitely worth having that protection on the colour before you use it.
Okay. So all I've done is gone around. On the tips I've put the purple, and deep in there we've gone with the darkest blue that's in the set. We'll just add that in. And I thought, well, that's not going to show, but it really does. So let's make sure we've got some water. Not too much. I'm going to pull down the pink first and then go up with the blue. But you can see instantly.
Yeah.
Well, I can see it, and then I'm just looking up to make sure that you can.
It makes it solid.
Yeah.
It makes it solid. So you're going for the red, bringing down to the blue. You know, if you did it the other way, would that make any difference?
Well, let's do it. So we're going into the blue, take the colour off, and then pull the purpley down. And that way it stops the mud, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah, it does. It's always interesting to get these hints and tips, isn't it? It really is. Oh, that looks lovely. Oh, I really like this.
Obviously, it will tone down a little bit when it's dry, but I just really like the look of that.
And that chrysanthemum's lovely, isn't it? It's so natural.
It's a beautiful stamp to demo with because it's got such open petals and it just works beautifully. I'm speeding up because I know that we're really running out of time and I wanted to do one more.
Yeah, we've got about 2 minutes left of the show, so do check out your baskets, especially for the happy hour. The price of that's going back up at the top of the hour at 3 o'clock. That's a litre. Can you imagine selling a metre of glue? A litre of your call-out glue, which is excellent value for money. It really, really is. $15.99 for the happy hour deal. So the price of that is going up at the top of the hour. So make sure you pop that into your basket, and then you'll have 10 times that, which is brilliant. 10 times that pot. And if you've got a pot to dispense this into, it's really easy. You just twist that back and you pour it out, and then you twist it again, and that keeps that nice and secure inside the tub, which is brilliant. Back to Hazel. Okay,
so all I've done is I've just quickly dried that off, stuck my mask on. It's a very old mask, but it's staying with me. And then I'm just going to flick out. I've gone with my VersaFine because I wanted it to be kind of a black.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to scoosh.
Scoosh is a good word.
Scoosh over there. And this just really pops it from the background, but subtly, if that makes sense.
We're only using a tiny bit, aren't we?
Yeah, tiny. Let's just have a look. So that then, if you've got any on the white, just give it a little rub, that'll come off. That's going to give you, let me turn it around that way. So if I bring in that technique, that was the one we did earlier this morning.
With the shaker.
And then this one, this is this one, look. And I've just added it, stamped it onto a card there.
That is fabulous. Oh, my word. The details of the blue card coming back on the screen for you. Hazel, is this your final show today?
It is indeed.
Oh, when are you back?
Claire is back on the 8th. Yes. I'm back on the 12th and 13th with a one-day special, something gorgeous.
Oh, Oh, 12th of April. Hey, that's when we can all get a haircut, on the 12th of April.
Oh, sorry, I can't come then.
No, you are coming. Your hair looks amazing. Right, do check out your baskets. Make sure you get all of the wonderful card stock we've got available for you. And remember that happy hour goes back up at the top of the hour. We'll see you in a few minutes.